Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
Hey. This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into our fearless beer review. We get into the vinyl stuff we picked up, stuff we've been listening to, backlog stuff, all that good stuff. And saying stuff a lot. After that, we get into the songs of the week, and then we round it out with some new music and other happenings in the music world. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. And while you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars and 5 stars only. Don't be a douche. And all the social media is at Asinine Radio. Check it out, follow us, hang out, talk to us. And that's all I got for the boring intro. So let's jump right into it, Jeff. Let's get into our fearless beer review. So what do you got?
Sometimes, like, as you're talking, I forget where I am because it's just it fucking instantly bores the shit out of me.
Gotta do the intro, man. Yeah. Gotta do the intro.
So I love the crickets. Gotta love the crickets. I have to retype it in again because as you were talking, I forgot what I was typing into Beer Advocate, and then I stopped doing it. It was so boring. I have another Russian River beer. I have this one, and then I have one more for next week. Okay? You're doing something else. No. Right now, you got caught doing something else.
I did. Well, I didn't get. Well, yes, I got caught doing something else.
You were AFK, and you thought you'd get away with it, and you did.
I was pouring my beer because I still don't have a stand for my my microphone, so I'm holding it.
To fucking do this. You're holding the microphone today?
Yeah, I'm holding the microphone today.
You had a whole fucking week to get it.
I haven't been over to my sister's to get it.
You had a week. You couldn't go there just for a week? You live down the street from her.
But it's so far going down that freeway, and ugh.
Just tell her to leave it on the porch and pick it up at like fucking midnight.
She's not home. She's on vacation for the next 10 days.
Oh my God.
Even so, I know how to get into her house. It's just a code.
Then why would you even say that?
Because I don't want to drive all the way over there. That's why. It's not even that far. It's only like 25 minutes. Anyway, continue the joke. What do you got? Go.
Okay, here we go. I have this beer called Redemption, again from Russian River. It's a Belgian blonde ale. It's like 5.5%. It comes in one of those like champagne things where you twist off the metal and it's got a cork in it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's got that going for it, I guess.
Something.
But last week I had that Saison, which was actually pretty goddamn good. So I'm looking forward to this. Not that I think like Belgian blondes are bad or gross or anything. I'm afraid this is going to be fruity and yeasty.
I think it's going to be yeasty. I don't think it's going to be very fruity though.
Do people like
blondes aren't fruity?
Yeah, they are. They're always fruity.
No, they're not.
Blondes?
No, not this kind of blonde. Not Belgian blondes.
Dude, all the Belgians do. Have you ever seen all the shit they put on their waffles? Syrups and fucking strawberries and whipped creams. Come on.
You don't put syrup on your waffles?
Of course I do. I'm not a monster.
Okay. Then what are you getting on about? Oh, dude, waffles with peanut butter? That's some next level shit right there.
What are you fucking doing?
You've never put peanut butter on waffles.
No, I would put peanut butter on a waffle.
Oh my God, dude.
I would never.
It'll change everything for you.
Even if it's good and I won't like it, I will never do that because that sounds stupid. Disgusting.
It's so good. It's so good. I bet Skip has never tried it because they don't believe in peanut butter in Britland. So
I know the entire European Union fucking has banned peanut butter in all shapes and forms except for Nutella, which is disgusting.
Gross. It's so gross.
Yeah, give us a shout out there, Skip. What do you think is better, Nutella or peanut butter? If you've ever even had peanut butter in your life.
I wonder, do they even eat waffles? Do they even know what a waffle is in Britland? I don't know.
They probably call something out like flats or something. Breakfast flats.
Oh, that's the stupidest name ever.
We call those breakfast flats. Oh, what do you call pancakes? We call them pancakes. That's what he's going to say. Stupid. Again,
it's so funny.
Again, bullying people that can't defend themselves. That's it. That's what we do here in the pod.
That's what we do.
That's called cyberbullying, dude.
Well. Oh, damn. Okay,
good
so
times.
you have You have the Russian River. I have something from Stone Brewery. I got this in a variety pack this last weekend from Costco. Costco hooking it up with the Stone variety pack. And I've never had this one. It's their FML IPA, the Fear Movie Lions. Okay, that's fine. I don't get the joke. Is it a joke? I don't know. Fear Movie Lions? Does that mean something?
I don't know. It's just supposed to be like fuck my life, but it's just adding things to fill the acronym, so it's not fuck my life.
I guess so. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing out on the joke. I don't know. But it's an 8.5% IPA, so it's gonna be a doozy. Might be a little bit tipsy after this episode, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. So, are you ready to start drinking?
Yeah, I already. Well, I poured. I'm trying to see if the bottom has like little floaties. It does.
I bet it does.
It does a little.
Mine actually has some floaties. Bit. No, those are bubbles. Never mind, some floaties.
Yeah, I'm ready to go though. Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Kisses. Oh. God damn! I will tell you.
Wow.
I will tell you.
Oh wow. Okay. So, what do you think of your beer? And then what are you going to rate it based off of our world famous 3-point rating system where 3 is a perfect beer, 2 is a good beer you're going to continue to drink, 1 is a bad beer but give it a shot, and 0 is a drain pour. So what do you got? Go.
I don't know why I'm always so surprised that Russian River beers that I try are always good. Because this is pretty damn good. But they're pretty fucking good. It is fruity.
Yeah.
And it is yeasty. But neither of those two things are overpowering, and they just complement each other. And I can get behind this. I can drink more of this. It wasn't like a 6-pack, so I'm pretty sure it was expensive. And I just gave some money, so I don't know how much it was. But it was good. It's pretty damn good.
I'm surprised because...
banana, too.
What?
Little banana-y. Banana.
Little banana. But that's kind of like a Belgian thing. It kind of has that banana, banana aftertaste. But it's weird that a brewery like Russian River is brewing a Belgian beer. Like, it seems like that style of beer is very specific to, a brewery that only brews that style. Like, it's not I don't know, it just seems odd. But whatever. Russian River, they always kill it.
They really do.
So.
They only make good beers. Sometimes they make amazing beers, but they only make good beers.
That is correct. So then what would you rate this?
It's pretty good. I like 2.25.
2.25 isn't bad. Not bad.
No, it's pretty good.
Not bad at all. All right. So my FML, my Fear My Lions. Was that what it was called?
I don't know. Did you say fuck
Fear Movie Lions.
Lima beans or something?
Fear Movie Lions. When you say it fast, does it sound like something else? Am I missing something? Fear Movie Lions?
I don't think it's anything. I think they were just trying to come up with a clever way to not be like fuck my life.
Oh, that's annoying. So based just off the name itself, I give that a 0.25 out of 3 because the name is so stupid. But the beer itself, it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good beer. Stone generally put out good beers. This is a good IPA, a double IPA, I should say. It's not super strong, not super bitter, syrupy, nothing like that. It's pretty actually well balanced. I'm very impressed by this one. I would give this I'll give it a 2.25 as well. I usually don't give double or triple IPAs that high of a score, but this is pretty solid. I would definitely go back to it. And I have 4 more cans, so kind of have to. So.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
0-2.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2.25 for the both of us. And did Raul leave a review for yours?
Sure did.
There we go. He left one for mine too. What do you got?
March 11, 2019. This one is spot on, like that Budweiser dog with the ring around his eye, like Philip Marlowe interrogating a witness. It's just all kinds of clean and smooth. And like Bogart when he doesn't get his vitamin B shots, it's not exactly overpowering. No, waboom! I'm here like Robert Mitchum, cold cock and a perp. No, sir. This one is just kind of here, existing to be. And you know what? Raul is okay with that. Dude, this guy's either like a massive like movie buff, or he's a lot older than us. Because I thought he was kind of. Because I thought he was kind of maybe like a little bit older than us, maybe 40 at most. But now I'm thinking
that's what I thought too.
Plus the way he talked. Remember he throws out like Beyonce? He's got to be a big movie buff.
But he's also, that makes me think he's like early 40s because he's throwing around like Beyonce's name, like, R&B stuff from the 90s, hip hop stuff from the 90s. So I'm thinking like mid 40s, but then he's throwing out like Bogart and, it's classic actors and shit. So I don't know.
I don't know anything Robert Mitchum's been in, but I know that he's been in like hundreds of movies throughout like the fucking 30s and through the 60s.
Yes. I can't think of anything he's been in either, but I agree with you. But Raul,
he's a mystery.
He left a review for mine as well in November of 2018. This is what he says. I find this beer to be a bit mind-boggling. I mean, at least in appearance, that is. It says it's a hazy, and it is, but it looks more like one of the orange juice beers from Treehouse or Trillium. Moving along like we do, though, it's kind of like, who cares about her personality when she got that junk in that trunk? So even if this beer is oddly perplexing on a visual basis, what does it matter if it tastes good? And like Jessica Alba in a two-piece, Raul is satisfied. Nothing mind-blowing, just a typical West Coast unfiltered IPA. Yeah, nothing to get excited about or pissed at. It's just an beer, and at the end of the day, Raul can't help but think that the classification of this beer as a hazy is incorrect. That being said, it's still just good for what it's worth. So okay. I guess they used to advertise this as a hazy, but not anymore. Now it's a double IPA. But yeah, okay. He throws out some stuff here. Jessica Alba. Nobody really references her much anymore, but that's okay. So that leads me to thinking he's probably like early mid 40s.
There was a brief period, and plus his name is Raul Mondesi, and that has to be a moniker. So I don't know,
because he's not the baseball player who's in a Cuban jail or Puerto Rican jail, whatever.
Yeah, I think it was Dominican or I don't know, something like that. I think it was Dominican. He's from the Dominican Republic.
Ah, okay.
But he's popular in the 90s.
Was he? I don't know. You know more than me.
No, he was with the Dodgers almost all throughout the entirety of the 90s. That's when he was really popular.
This is perplexing. It could be this. So
by 97 we were 10. So let's say he was 15 by 97. I think Raul played in far after that, but let's say 2000. Let's say he was graduated high school 2000. So yeah, he's 5-6 years older than us.
Okay, then it all adds up. This is the actual baseball player Raul Raul Mondesi.
There you go.
All right. We have anything else on the Fearless Beer Review?
No.
Ready to move on?
No.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to the vinyl stuff we picked up, stuff we've been listening to, and that'll lead into the songs of the week. So, actually, and while you're listening, if you want to listen along to the songs that we talk about, there's going to be a playlist in the description of this episode on Spotify. So go follow it, listen along. It'll be a good time. So what do you got this week, Jeff? Go.
This is, I pretty much kept it in like the punk realm, leading up to my pick of the week. And then I'll talk about why, but the first thing wasn't the first thing, but one thing here on my list is Guttermouth and their album Friendly People, their second album. And I think I chose the song PC, right? Yeah, I chose the song PC.
It's so good, but it's so bad.
Yeah. And you can imagine Guttermouth doing a song called PC circa
in mid-90s. Yeah.
It's exactly what you'd expect. This entire album is like 20 minutes long, maybe 25 minutes tops. It's super short. It's fast. It's funny. And it's very regional. They talk a lot about just stuff from like Southern California, specifically like Orange County. And it's funny. And PC is goddamn hilarious.
Siberian Huskies.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
Next thing I got, I threw it back a little bit to The Clash. I listened to The Clash first album. I have the American version, not the European version, or the UK edition, I guess. So mine is kind of like a compilation of various 7-inches and things. But the song I chose, Police and Thieves. Dude, The Clash kill it. Their first album's fantastic. We did The Clash on the pod not that long ago.
Didn't we do Combat Rock?
I don't remember which one we did.
I think we did Combat. I think we did that one.
we did the Clash in general on the pod not that long ago.
It was like a year. I think it was almost exactly a year ago.
Dang! Look at all these anniversaries.
I know, which we'll get into later.
But Pleasing Thieves is good. Very reggae driven. The Clash are great. Fantastic. I like them. So
except for the one album, but otherwise, no, they're fantastic. Especially combat rock.
Was it Sandinista? I think it was Sandinista. Yeah.
That double album. That shit was dumb. Yeah.
Just too silly. Black Flag. We also did Black Flag in the pod. That's the next one here. And I chose the song Gimme 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 because it's just incredibly fun to sing.
Gimme
and
Gimme
it goes
Gimme.
1, 2, 3, 4. So we did Damage on the pod. That was fun. That was a fun week. So much fun. And I don't know, get into it.
You should have put Six Pack on there. I got a 6-pack and nothing to do.
I thought about it.
It's the best line on the whole album.
It's good. Okay.
It is good. All right, what else you got?
And then I did NoFX.
Flying through these.
Because, you know what I mean? They're not like new stuff. Like we talk about this stuff often, and we've done them on the pod. So it's nothing. It's nothing that you're really interested in because you already know what it's about and you've already heard it and you know the songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Theme from a NoFX album from Pump Up the Volume from the year like 2000. I think it was 2000.
Yeah.
This is the closer on the album, and I think it's funny. I think it's a perfect pop punk song. I think they started off super goofy, and everyone gets to goofball a little bit. There's an accordion there. There's impressions, and it's fun. And then it drops into like a really fast kind of pop punky NoFX song. And this is my favorite NoFX album. Just saying.
Okay, that's wrong, but we'll work on that.
I do think this is their best. I wish they would I'll tell you, every version I've heard of this, it just doesn't sound good either. Now that we're a little snobby on sound quality.
Yeah, it's a quiet sounding record.
The pressing just sounds like dynamic. Shit. It sounds compressed. There's no tones in this. It's just all flat. It's gross.
Well, even the streaming worse. Too.
It's worse on streaming. You listen to the song Louise. Whenever everybody comes in, she's gonna walk with a silicone cock sticking in her ass. And when everybody comes in, when that first drum beat hits, it's like do 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 like that, dude. It sounds like absolute trash. It is just garbage. They fucking recorded this underwater or something. It's just not good. But I still love it.
I agree with you on that.
I still love it. Still great. Still funny. And then the Vandals. The Vandals, Live Fast, Diarrhea. I chose the song Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I did this because The Offspring, I guess it is The Offspring now because it's just Dexter and Noodles. They did a pod that I think they've recorded many, many months ago and they're just releasing it now. But they had Joe Escalante on there and it kind of just got me in the mood for listening to the Vandals and just hearing him talk was just kind of fun and it was a good interview.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that episode yet.
And I really the episode with Fletcher was a little bit more interesting.
Because Fletcher has the coolest stories or the funniest stories.
Yeah, because Fletcher's just fucking
he's out of his mind.
Fletcher.
Yeah. The fucking elephant story, I couldn't believe the elephant story.
Dude, shit you hear him say is just there's no way this is fucking real. But
everybody backs him up. Or that he takes pictures. The elephant story, I'm like, there's no way. And then there's pictures of him and there's video. They didn't show the video, but there's literal video of it.
He claims that he broke into an elephant's cage at the zoo while drinking.
After a Pennywise show.
Gave the elephants beer, they sucked it up and drank his beer, and then at some point this is all pitch dark too. There's no lights. It's pitch dark, and at some point one of the elephants with their trunk wrapped him around. Don't forget Fletcher's 6'6", 275 pounds, big guy. Elephant grabs him with his trunk, wraps him around his waist, and throws him against the wall. Come on.
It's a crazy story.
What?
But the other guys who were there saw it happen. It's not like he was by himself, Dude, his stories are insane. That was such a fun episode. Go check it out. What is it?
It's called Time to Relax. Yeah.
Time to Relax podcast. They only have 2 episodes. Fletcher's on the first one. It's 2 hours, but damn, it's just captivating.
Yeah.
And it's not just crazy stories. He also talks about the original basis for Pennywise was Jason
and
Thirst. His decline into alcoholism and drug use, and then his suicide, which Fletcher doesn't think was an actual suicide.
I didn't know that's how he died. Like I know it was like a gunshot wound, but I didn't know it was like in the gut like that.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that horrific either, but it makes sense because Fletcher thinks it was just an accident, and to make it easy on the cops.
That's what I think so.
Yeah,
that's what I think it was. Because Fletcher said that Jason Thirsk was outside in his backyard that same night with the same gun, shooting off rounds in his backyard. I'm like, you shouldn't be doing that. That's very, very bad. But why would somebody like have a gun, go outside, pop off rounds, trying to like shoot bottles in their backyard, and then go inside and shoot themselves in the stomach? That's weird.
Yeah,
you know,
had to have
doesn't
been an
happen.
Accident.
That's bizarre. There was another thing too that he said. Oh, that's right. When Jason, like I didn't realize that even like hardcore the addicts do this, but he said that Jason used to eat a lot of Funyuns and chew a lot of mints. That way, when he did drink a lot, you couldn't smell the alcohol in his breath. But then if he ate a lot of mints, then you would know like, oh, he's been drinking. That's why he's eating mints. So he like, even though he didn't like Funyuns, he just kept doing it over and over and over. So you constantly would just have him smell like Funyuns, and you would never know when he's drinking.
It's fucking insane.
And honestly, that's some like next level like alcoholic shit.
Yeah,
like, I never even fucking realized that. Like, I don't want to say it's smart, but like they're resourceful in hiding their addiction, and that's crazy.
That's true. Yeah, really sad stuff. Tragic
but the Joe
story.
Escalante one was really good too. A lot of cool stories from him. I learned that the Vandals' first name was Gestapo before they decided on the Vandals. So they were, you know, as teens do, they're spray painting Gestapo around town, trying to
Terrible
get
idea.
trying to create buzz for their name, and then they all kind of realized at the same time, like, yeah, we should probably stop doing this.
Next step is a swastika. Like, seriously,
that's fucking hilarious.
God damn, what stupid a bad idea.
But yeah, that's why I put on the Vandals, Live Fast Diarrhea. And there's a certain part in this. So I texted you about this a little bit. And there's a certain part in this when they get into like kind of the palm muty part, and it's like it's identical to We're Only Gonna Die by Bad Religion. And
oh yeah, you did say that.
Even like the progression, like the pacing, everything about it's like exactly the same. And I don't think that's like unintentional. I think that's probably intentional. They love Bad Religion, same kind of era, same scene.
I mean, and then, you know, Brooks Wackerman being the drummer for both bands at certain points. You know, it's just like they're really good friends with those guys. And then they just make fun of Bad Religion. You know, the shows I've seen with Brooks, with the Vandals, they make fun of Bad Religion on stage. And even Brooks like plays along too. Or this is before Brooks was in Avenged. But yeah, it's just, I just love how these bands, they're just all like best friends. It's so cool.
I like that like everybody makes fun of Bad Religion.
I know.
Like all bands, all musicians in like the punk realm really make fun of Bad Religion. But then all like when you see like who's your biggest influence, they always list Bad Religion as like number one.
I know. It's because Bad Religion are just so they're so up their own ass, or at least Greg is.
I've really got into their first album like pretty recently, and really I really enjoy their first album.
Wait, did you listen to that like 80s space rock record?
No, I never found it. I never really searched for it on YouTube either, but
I mean it's on YouTube. It's available, but damn dude,
YouTube.
You're not going to think it's fucking Bad Religion when you hear it. It's so weird. I forgot the name of it now, but it's only ever been pressed once, and it was only pressed for the Bad Religion box set. They don't talk about it. They don't like to talk about it. It's not on any of the streaming sites, the main streaming sites.
Which I don't know like why they don't want to talk about it, because I don't know. To be honest, like the Brooks era of Bad Religion, I think is so fucking boring. It just is. I don't care.
And he's such an incredible drummer too, which we'll get into in a bit.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so is that all you got for the Vandals?
Yeah,
the vinyls.
I will also say that I do wish I had the Poop Splatter edition.
Yeah.
I like the green. The green's fine. It matches like the nitro aesthetic. But come on, you gotta have the Poop Splatter.
Yeah, you gotta have the poop. I told you to buy the Poop Splatter.
I know.
One,
I know. Sometimes you're the hammer. Sometimes you're the nail, and that's fine.
It is hands down the coolest variant I have out of all my records. The coolest variant because it matches the album perfectly because of the diarrhea splatter. Love it.
I know. I messed up. I goofed.
You done goofed.
I done goofed.
All right. So I got a couple things here, and I actually have two things. And they're actually both Brooks Wackerman related. So we start with Tenacious D, the soundtrack to The Pick of Destiny. I got this, man, probably 6-9 months ago. Never got around to listening to it.
What? This is the first time you listened to it?
This is the first time I've listened to it. Yeah. So
oh, dang.
I moved out of my house for like 2.5 months, and I just moved back in. And so I got to unload all my or unpack all my vinyl, and I found a bunch of backlog I never listened to. Completely forgot I had. So I have like probably 15 to 20 records that I in my backlog now. But I was only able to listen to 2 of them this week. But
this is good backlog though.
Pick of Destiny is in there, and yeah, dude. I mean, we did a whole episode on this, which will be reposted in the coming weeks because we had to take everything down. So I'm slowly reposting everything, but great soundtrack. I would say arguably one of the greatest musicals ever made, and I put Storm the Gates in the playlist because, my God, it's a fast, fun, insane song. It's
yeah.
That's one of the best songs. That and Beelzebub. It's the best. The best, Jerry. The best.
I go back and forth because I think, and even songs that I think aren't like the best, when I'm thinking about them, I'm thinking of the movie, and then they become like the best. Because it's just so fucking dumb. I don't know. I love this soundtrack so much.
But Storm the Gates, it's like he's literally explaining everything that they're doing in the movie. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Man, it's fantastic.
It's a fucking killer soundtrack, and I think every song has its own like ups and downs. Like Kickapoo is kind of silly.
Yeah.
But then thinking of young Jack Black telling his parents, like, you know, fucking fuck you fuckers, and playing that guitar in the kitchen. It's just, damn, that's good.
And the heavy guitar is like dun 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 dun, and then Meatloaf starts singing.
Takes off his belt, about ready to whip his ass. And then Classico, after he's done playing, he flicks the pick at JB.
That's right. It's so disrespectful. Oh, it's a great soundtrack, great movie. Really, really underrated movie too. It's such a shame. But yeah, the Pick of Destiny soundtrack, got that one. And then my pick of the week, I literally got yesterday, and it's Korn's Untitled record from 2007. It's their 8th record, and the first one to not feature their original drummer, David. They had a slew of guest drummers, or 2 guest drummers, I should say, and then Jonathan Davis played on a few songs. But this one is also related to the band of the week because Brooks Wackerman played on 3 of the songs, and one of them is "Hold On," the song that I put in the playlist for you to listen. So Brooks Wackerman played drums on that particular song, and this is only the second time it's ever been pressed. The pre-order went up last month. Got here. I mean, I'm surprised the pre-order didn't take like 4 months like normal. It was only like a month turnaround time. It's a Coke bottle variant, which is not my favorite, but you know, I don't have that. I didn't have this on vinyl until yesterday, so I'm stoked I have it. They redid the cover too. The original artist came back, redid the cover a little bit, like changed the color a little bit, and then changed some of the parts on like certain pieces, and they added. This is the deluxe version, so there's 2 extra songs on it as well, and I'm totally stoked. I just need one more Korn record, and I'm good. One, that's it. Then my collection is complete.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you need one more Korn record, and you're good because you have all the ones you want, or you're buying all of them.
Well, I have all of the ones I want and all of their records because all of their records are good. So all I need now is the record that came out after this, Remember Who You Are, which was only pressed once back in 2010, and the cheapest copy is always like at least $100, and I don't want to drop that much money on it, especially when probably in a year or 2 it's going to get repressed.
But if you saw it in person for like $100 sitting on the wall,
yeah, then I would.
You're probably going to buy it,
like I did at Nichols. You know, when the Paradigm Shift, popped up for like $45. Like, fuck yeah. When that one goes for like $90 normally, why wouldn't I?
Like you did with
Nichols kills it.
Slipknot Volume 3, right? We had to drive back and get that one.
We did have to drive back and get that one. That was still pricey. But yeah, anyway, Korn's Korn's Untitled record, or Korn's Korn 2, some call it. Yeah, just it's a great underrated record. Terry Bozzio also plays drums on a few songs, and dude, Terry Bozzio, just an incredible, crazy drummer. Does not fit the band whatsoever, but it's still cool that he's on it, and there's some cool tracks. So, yeah, very experimental, awesome stuff. Get into it. And that's all I have for the vinyl. My song of the week. Listen to it. A couple things that I just kind of want to talk about real quick that are in the music world, that happen in the music world. Milo from Descendants, the singer, had a heart attack this week. So he's on the mend. He survived. And they're actually going back out on tour in like less than a month after this heart attack. Yeah, so tough guy over here. That's awesome. So, yeah, Descendants are still kicking it. So there's that. And then something a little bit more positive, very regional, but still pretty rad. And I saw a lot of videos. Indecision Records, they're a local label here in Southern California. They celebrated the 30th anniversary over this last weekend, over 2 nights in the city of Irvine. And it was a show of, it was 2 concerts, and it was just bands that have been on the label throughout the years, specifically the 90s and early 2000s. They had bands come in that hadn't played together in years, that got back together just for this show. And it was so cool. Like, even if you don't like a lot of the bands that were on this record label, it was still a cool event. And just seeing like all these like hardcore metalcore guys from back in the day who were teenagers, you know, now in their mid 40s, still killing it. Like Bleeding Through were there. Death by Stereo played. The guys from Throwdown from the early days, Adamantium, just so many fucking great bands from this scene played these 2 shows. And just all the videos I've seen from it have just been just crazy. Like even like the pits have been like, people are still stage diving. Like these fucking 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds are stage diving still. Nobody gives a fuck. And it just looked like it was such a blast. And it's so cool that, I don't know, I just thought it was really neat. It was really, really, really neat. So
I think it's because there's not a lot of like scenage going on. There's not. We were spoiled in general in Southern California with music anyway, but there's not a lot of new scenes coming out with music that's very like face to face. A lot of the new music's coming out is being done at home, and people aren't touring as much anymore. They're not grinding as much anymore. So that's why a lot of these guys that are in these old bands now have like full-time jobs as adults, because they realize like, yeah, I like doing this as a kid, but this isn't going to pay my bills. So I probably need to get a real job. Otherwise I'm still going to be touring like Bleeding Through, and that's fine. But they also still work other jobs. They also still do things. They have businesses. Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see guys that are older than us, maybe even our age, still come out and slay.
Yeah, it's fucking sick. And like even Bleeding Through, they did one record on Indecision, their second record, and which they don't play songs off of very often, but they pulled out a bunch of songs that they haven't played in like 20, 25 years just for this show. So I thought that was really cool too. Like, and just, I don't know, it was, and then you saw like a couple of the guys from Atreyu were there. They didn't play, but they were there like taking videos and stuff. And I don't know, it was really cool. It was really, really cool. How the scene is still stuck together, and like everybody still seems to like be friends, and I don't know, it was cool.
Yeah, I mean it was the scene, and it was, I don't want to say like it was inclusive, but it was accepting, even though it was predominantly a certain type of person that would go to hardcore shows. But it was accepting. Everybody was really nice. Rarely did we see like fights break out the way we did at like punk shows or metal shows. True. It was just, I don't know, everybody was just chill, dude.
But there were still wild shows. You know what I mean? Like it was still some of these shows were pretty intense. Like when you'd see these bands at like Showcase, Chain Reaction, Glass House and shit, those shows got pretty fucking intense.
Yeah, as they should.
I agree.
All shows should be fucking intense. But after the show, there was never bad blood.
Animosity.
Everybody was still like shaking hands and laughing as they're bleeding from the head, or someone else's blood is on you, or you're sweating profusely and you're laughing and goofing off. And I see you next time.
It's true. See you next weekend.
One of Nick's teachers at his high school was in a band called Greeley Estates, like a local metalcore band from this area.
That sounds familiar.
I thought so too.
States? That sounds really familiar.
I looked at all their album artwork and I was like, I don't really remember this, but they were metalcore from mid 2000s. That's when they were really popular, like early to mid 2000s, right when we were in high school. So
that name sounds so familiar.
They played Warped Tour. So it sounds like a band that we would have seen at some point. I don't remember specifically, but the guy, he's now like the biology teacher at his high school.
Wow.
Like, that's cool.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
That is
like,
really cool. Yeah.
It's fucking dorky ass biology teacher. Like, oh, so yeah, I used to be in a band. What was your band? Like, oh, we're your metalcore band. Like, what the fuck? Now you're a biology teacher? That's so cool.
Oh man, we all age, and it's crazy when you think about it.
Like
it throws me into like an existential crisis and shit.
But at a certain point, when you're a kid and you think, oh, I'm gonna do this forever, and that's what you think, and then you kind of get in that middle ground. You're like, oh, I'm terrified. Like, I can't do this forever. It just doesn't pay the bills, and I want more. I want a bigger TV and a nicer car, and I don't want to have a lot of debt. And then you get to, like, the age I think we're at now where it's like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, no, I don't want to be in a fucking band. I don't want to tour. Fuck no. Hell, are you kidding me? Yeah. No way. I want to sleep in my own bed. I want to go home every night.
I know.
Fuck that.
Oh, it's so cool. So cool.
Good times.
All right. Well, that's all I got for this episode. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it. That's all.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. You know what to do. Give us 5 stars. Spotify, Apple Podcast. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the main episode. And that's it. That's all.
Chewbacca.